Hey, first grade friends. Today our job is to take a look at our writing prompt, and then we're going to draw pictures of our beginning, middle, and end that are going to answer this prompt. So today we started reading The Ant and the Grasshopper, and we learned that the illustrations and the words work together to help us better understand the story. Here's your job. You're going to write a narrative or a story piece to describe the characters, setting, and events from the text. So your job is to really retell this story, being sure to include the characters. We can also do that inside of our picture that we draw today. The setting, or where and when the story takes place. Again, we'll show that in our drawings, as well as what happens in the beginning, middle, and end. So before I even start my sketches of what happens in the beginning, middle, and end, I want to make sure that I can do the 5-finger retell and point to each of my fingers and describe which characters are in the story, where does it take place, and then what happens in the beginning, middle, and end. So my characters I know are Ant and Grasshopper. The setting is in a field, but I also have to keep in mind that the setting changes a little bit. In the beginning of our story, we're in summertime, and by the end of the story, we're in wintertime. So in the beginning, Grasshopper is singing a song in the warm summer field. In the middle, Ant walks by with her giant cherry, and she's collecting lots of food for winter. At the end, Grasshopper realizes he did not collect any food for winter, and he is cold and hungry. So now that we've done our 5-finger retell, which you can do with your ELA spiral, or you can just use your hand, now we're ready to start drawing our pictures. You also have a 5-finger retell graphic organizer inside of your blue ELA spiral that you can use. You can use this story map to help you plan as well. But I'm ready to start drawing my pictures. I'm going to draw my first picture on my first page. That's going to be my beginning. I know it's the beginning because it says first. My middle will go on my next page where it says next. And my end will go on my last page where it says last. So when I did my 5-finger retell, I said that first, Grasshopper is in a warm, sunny field and he's singing a song. So I'm going to do a quick sketch of Grasshopper. He's got a head, a long body, some feet, and he's playing what looks like a banjo. A banjo is an instrument, and music is coming out of it. Again, he has some antenna on his head, and his mouth is open because he's singing. And let's put some music notes coming from his instrument, and maybe it's got some strings on it. And so now we've showed our character. We need to make sure that we also show our setting. We know that our story takes place in a field. So I'm going to make the grass, and you can always flip back to the story if you need to get a better idea of what that setting is. So I see there are some trees and some flowers. There's a path. I might want to add some of those things into my quick sketch. So here's a big tree. Okay, we got some flowers. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, and I'm going to label my character. This is Grasshopper. I'm giving him an uppercase G because it is his name, Grasshopper. And this is the field. And I'm going to put a hot sun showing that this is in the summertime. Okay, so this is what happened in the beginning of the story. Grasshopper was in the warm summer field singing his song. He's not worried about the winter. But then in the middle, Ant comes along, and she's carrying a huge cherry on her back as she goes to her nest. So I'm going to draw Ant. Ant has some round segments to her body, and here are her legs. She's got some little antenna also. And she's got this big cherry on her back. Okay. And she is walking along a little path to her nest. Okay. And inside of her nest, she's already gathered some foods. She's got a cookie. Let's see, what else does she have? We can go back to the text to check. She's got a cookie. Oh, right. She also has a strawberry in there. Here's her strawberry. Okay. Now again, I can label it what is in my picture. So here's Ant. She is the name of a character, so I'm giving her an uppercase A. Here's her nest. And there was a little bit of grass around, so we can add the grass. We can add some flowers. And maybe you want to add the sun again because this is still in the summertime. So in the middle, Ant is gathering lots of food to store for winter. She's being very responsible. Grasshopper's not doing that though, is he? He's still playing his song. Well, at the end, that doesn't work out so well for Grasshopper, does it? At the end, the setting changes a little bit. We're still in the field, but Grasshopper is now freezing cold. Why is he so cold, friends? What season is it now? It is winter. He's so cold. So now the same tree is going to be covered in snow. You can make that snow. And we've got snow on the ground. And we can make snowfall. If you want to make snow, you can just do an X and then a little line through it. Makes it look like snow. And maybe there's a big pile of snow. We can label it snow. He's so cold. But who's over here, nice and cozy inside of her nest? Ant. But Ant was the responsible one. She prepared for winter with all her little treats. Ant, Grasshopper. Okay, so now we can see that at the end, Grasshopper is outside in the cold winter because he did not prepare with any food, just the way that Ant did. So friends, your job right now is to sketch the beginning of the story. Make sure you're including those characters and the setting. The middle of your story, and the end of your story. Okay, friends, go ahead and grab a regular pencil, and then you can go back and color them in with colored pencil.